Hey, guys.
Are you ready to talk about one thing for a really long time?
The podcast is dominated by something today, even though there's other things in it.
Well,
but like the thing
is concerning if you get banned from something.
And man, you guys have all been getting banned, okay?
So if you are listening to the podcast, you're like, but I have a story too, which we now have seen. Everybody has a story. If you want to go ahead and email us, riot@radiou.com. You can text us the story anytime. Just make sure you put your name and it's for the Riot. So you can text 877-2-RADIO-U or message us at RadioU Riot on Facebook. That way you can still tell us your story if you've been banned from something.
Okay. I just got to give a shout out here to Kristen. We just wrapped up the show and she texted in about the last thing you'll hear in today's podcast, in which she has a dipping sauce holder that goes in
her car.
It goes inside the vent in your car. It clips on, so it'll hold the dipping sauce so you can dip.
Because everybody has car fries.
Because dip and drive. That's not a good idea, guys. Oh, my gosh, and it's available in multiple colors.
You can buy it.
So
well, thank you, Kristen, for texting with that.
They've got your number, Nikki. They've got your number. So, hey, you guys enjoy the podcast today. Always glad to have you with us. Seriously, reach out. Say, hey, riot.radiou.com. There's a new Obadiah Plays that went up. I spent some time playing Ace Combat 7 yesterday. And I'm also going to throw at you, Valentine's Day is around the corner. The RadioU Bear is available.
Or the RadioU Diamond Necklace. We don't have that.
That's not there. But the bear is there. It's very nice. You could go buy a diamond necklace, put it on the bear.
We don't have many of the bears left. There's also our RadioU journal, so you can write your thoughts about the person you like.
So if you're lonely, you can write about how sorry you are.
Yeah, but if not, like, it could be
and
a
then
little...
hold the bear.
And hold the bear.
Hold the bear.
And then we have a water bottle, which will catch your tears if you need to.
Man, this just writes itself.
Doesn't it? Either way, just go ahead and take a moment and shop through shop.radiou.com if there's something you like.
All right. Bye, everybody.
You're listening to the worst of the Riot.
Today sucks.
Radio U.
I'm not embarrassed to be me. I'm fine with it. I mean, I frequently find myself wishing I was better looking. That's my most frequent wish.
Is that?
Just in general. I look around and I'm like, man, I wish I looked like that guy or like that guy. But this is what I look like. And you know what? Radio people, you get around them, you're like, yeah,
it's fine.
Your personality's compensating a lot. That's where it's really coming from.
That's usually while you're in radio.
Yeah. And so you just reach a point where you don't care. And the thing that I've tried to explain to people is some people will say, like, you're just so confident. No, it's not confident. What it is just coming to terms with the fact that, like, there's nothing to be confident about. Like, you hit rock bottom and then you realize I live here at the bottom. Go ahead and look at me.
You're confident at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident that you're not going to be impressed no matter what I do, so might as well just do my thing. That's it. Now, that being said, most of the time, again, it's fine. Stare at me, draw attention to me, whatever. I'm fine with it. But everyone's like, there are some things in life where you're just like, you know what? Like, I don't want to be that guy. I just want to fade into the background here. So I went to this thing last night. There's a gathering of people. It's quiet. We're waiting to go into a room for something to start. And one thing that I don't ever want to do is I don't ever want to be like, I'm Obadiah and I'm on the radio, so I'm so cool.
Well, when you're in certain situations, it's better to fade more into the background.
Yeah. So here's what happened to me last night, standing in this group. I still don't understand what happened, but I dropped my phone.
Yeah.
And explain to me why this happened. I dropped my phone, and it just started playing our podcast.
Ooh.
Loud. So
in the quiet area?
I dropped my phone, and all of a sudden I hear, it's the Riot Podcast, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, shut up.
Not only does it look weird, too, or is it narcissistic?
Exactly. Where you're like, hey, everybody, if you didn't know.
It's me.
It's me. I'm on the radio. If you don't listen, I'm going to make sure you do. I've got a podcast. Make sure you're downloading it. Everybody look at me.
Which normally if you do tune into our podcast, we do just to make sure, all right, it came out and it's fine.
Sure.
Low quality control.
Yes. Hey, listen, I subscribe to my own podcast and I voted for myself for class president. I'm here to win. All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
But that being said, I don't necessarily need extra affirmation from a room full of strangers, whatever, that I'm yelling it out Dude.
It was embarrassing?
I don't know if I was embarrassed, but it was just one of those meta moments where you're like, man, everybody in here thinks you're just ridiculous. Like you have just broadcasted to them like, oh, don't mind me. I just have a podcast.
Anybody want to listen?
Never mind that everybody on earth has a podcast, but me too. Here, let me turn it up so everyone can hear it. And just the idea of like, oops, I dropped my phone. My bad. I guess I just really love to hear myself.
You know what? Your phone betrayed you.
It did. Why did it start playing our podcast?
Must have been something that
I didn't have our podcast pulled up.
Well, I don't know then. It was trying to break the ice.
Maybe my phone felt like it wasn't getting enough recognition. Like, hey, everyone look at us.
It was mad at you for some other reason.
Man, I charged it.
Oh, I'm
I've
sorry.
been good to it. It's fine. I mean, it wasn't really something. I mean, I'm over it, but I still wanted to talk about it.
Okay. Which is also what you do when you're in radio.
Yeah. Everybody look at me. Look at me.
I mean, why did you know it?
Friends by Friends Coke Freestyle Machines. We're all friends, right? It's the Riot on Radio U.
You know, if I got absolutely nothing out of a trip to Orlando, I purchased, and I mean Florida, I purchased my favorite coffee mug. At Universal Orlando, I was there for a conference where they were having a concert, and they canceled the conference and the concert on the last day because hurricane.
A hurricane was coming.
So I went into Universal Orlando on a Friday night and had the best night ever because no one was there, and it was open.
It was just you and the coffee mugs.
Amazing night, dude. I got to do everything but the Terminator 3D thing, which that's fine. I've only wanted to do that since I was a kid, but there was just the last showing. Couldn't make it to the last showing.
Oh, I see.
It's fine. It's no big deal.
And I see you've healed from it and moved on.
You know what? Just like that incident with my phone, it still stinks.
It still hurts.
So I bought my favorite coffee mug down there. I bought a Transformers. It's like a 20-ounce black coffee mug that's like laser etched with an Autobot logo. It's so
stunning.
Sweet. Oh, it is. I have a nice collection, but that is by far the highlight. I drink out of it just like whenever I get the chance. So you use it
even though you like it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, some people don't.
I like to use it.
You like to use it.
I want to use it. So I do. But in the middle of all of this, actually, that was a very good conjunction. We have a butt to talk about. Okay. Universal Orlando, which was, in general, a great experience. You know, Universal owns Trolls, the movies. And so I don't know why this is suddenly blown up. I don't know if it's new to the park.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Guy Diamond.
The glitter butt thing? Yes.
He's a troll character that farts sprinkles.
Well, glitter.
Glitter, okay.
Glitter, yeah.
I'm calling glitter.
There's a difference. There is.
You're absolutely right. And at first I was like, no, that's just a euphemism. No, I'm watching video right now.
The costume character who walks around the park.
He turns around, jumps up, and when he lands, he farts and
glitter comes out. One thing I didn't know is that like a one-off? Like he has to, in the costume, just wait and then during a showtime or something? Or can he do that?
On command?
On command or multiple times in the costume?
I would imagine he's got to be, okay, do you think he has, is it like a gun? He's got fart cartridges? So, like, do you think somebody's back there swapping out magazines of fart spray?
I don't know. And it's glitter. Let's say what it is.
Glitter spray?
Glitter bombs. I'm not sure, but when I saw the video, I thought, I wonder, like, does he have to go back in? Does he come back out again? Is that just special or what?
Wait, do the jump thing. Now we're going to put a hose in here. We're going to fill you back up.
I don't know how the costume is. I do not know.
At this point, now I need to know. I need a behind-the-scenes tour of Universal Orlando. And they're like, let us show you how the Simpsons ride worked. Nope. Skip straight to the farting troll. I want to know how you get the glitter in there.
These are the questions we want to know.
These are the hard-hitting facts that I need.
How many of the glitter things does he have in like one trip out? Because, if you've ever been to a theme park, the characters will be out for a little bit, and then they go back, and then they come back out.
They have someone that minds them.
They do.
That walks out with them. So that's what I'm wondering is, like, is there in his back, like, you can swap out a cartridge, so that way you can stay out twice as long?
Does the person who watch him, is that person, like, counting and like, no, you're out, don't do it? It's not going to work. Is that their job?
You got to ask yourself, punk. Did I fart 4 times or 5 times? The question is, do you feel lucky?
Because how disappointed will the kids be if you go and the glitter doesn't come out and you do this big show? These are what you want to know.
Somebody get Universal Orlando on the phone
Right
now.
now.
Right now. We got to talk this out. We need to know.
So, yeah, I did see the video of it.
Wow. You know what? I'm glad you and I had a chance to explore the space a little bit.
I'm glad we both saw it. We're like, I'm watching this.
Man, I got questions, guys.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I would like to present to you what may be the worst on-demand service ever. It's a Netflix-like.
We want to hear about it then.
I mean, seriously, yes, I can come up with a few things that are worse than this, but this is really towards the bottom. Like, way down there. Like, how did you get down so far? It's called Golf Pass.
For what? Golf Channel?
No.
For mini golf? Putt-putt?
It's Golf Pass. Nikki, it's a whole gathering of services.
It is.
For $9.99 a month, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get access to over 1,000 hours of golf.
Great. Never our style.
On demand.
I didn't know it was something from like the Gulf of Mexico.
So, no.
It's like fishing.
If you've said to yourself, you know what I could really use is the highlights of the 2016 PGA Tour because I got nothing going on.
I know a lot of people like golf stuff, though. I mean, you could be all about that.
Oh, man, that's my mom. My mom watches golf on TV. I don't get it at all.
Sometimes I feel it's different, though. Like, is she doing that just because it relaxes her, or is she actually watching?
I don't know.
Or is it just background?
I don't know. She's sitting there. It's on TV.
Was she really sitting there, or is she napping?
I mean, some napping probably.
Does she
I don't see.
Is she
I'll tell you this
following
right
it?
now. If you can stay awake during golf on TV,
then you're buying this.
Quite frankly, you need to be like a surgeon or something because you've got the kind of unborable laser focus that you need to learn how to like cash in on that gift that you have. Yeah, about 1,000 hours of golf. Now, you're also going to get, let's see, what's the number? Let's say 1,000, no, 4,000 on-demand instruction videos.
Ooh, that's good.
So if you found yourself like, hey, I really wish Michael Bannon, Rory McIlroy's coach, I wish he was here to teach me how to golf.
You got it.
With the power of your Roku device, you now have access to that level of coaching.
Yeah, so you could just be in your apartment, swinging away.
Now, I will say this. For this $10 a month, you get a free round of golf each month at one of 7,000 Golf Now partner golf courses in 26 countries. I guess, green fees aren't cheap. So if you're telling me that for $10, there's a golf course that I can go golf at if it's close to you, I mean, it pays for itself.
Okay, now which side are you on now?
Right? Well, that's
the pro golf app or the negative?
I'll just tell you right now, that's the only thing in this mix that to me I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. But my guess is that's not the way it's going to work. They're going to be like, hey, this month's golf course is blank in Northern Ireland. If you can get there, golf
free.
on us.
One golf thing for free.
Man, seriously, I really thought that DC Universe was like the worst streaming service. Nope. I'm telling you, the golf streaming service looks up at DC Universe.
Maybe, unless you like golf. Then it's the reverse.
No.
No, not at all?
Even you know.
We need to find a fan of golf to tell us. Would you be interested in that?
Somebody would. Instead, it's what you're hooking up for your grandparents. Let's get real.
When life is this good, you don't need a vacation. So, get back to work. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Remember, you can also stop by and see us, riot.radiou.com. You'll find new stuff there. You've got a brand new Obadiah Plays. I spent time with Ace Combat 7. And then, of course, yesterday, Nikki and I just remembered. Nikki and I spent time with what did we eat yesterday? The more stuff Oreos.
Is it the most or the more? I think it might be the most stuff.
You're right.
And that's super big Oreos, which means they're in the break room, aren't they?
Yes, it does.
For a little breakfast Oreo. Mm-hmm. So you can watch our food fight. That's posted also at Radio U Riot, which is our YouTube channel. Subscribe and follow there, too.
Mm-hmm. Now, yesterday, I had occasion to stop at a Walmart. Let me tell you what, I normally go to a Walmart and don't score anything.
I was so surprised. What happened? It all worked out.
I don't know. But I can tell you what I got. I got Nutter Butter cereal. I got Pop-Tarts Brown Sugar cereal. I got the Hostess Donuts cereal.
The donuts?
Yeah, I got the Hostess Honey Bun cereal. Yes. And I'll tell you what else I got. The S'mores cereal.
Oh, did you? I think that's been out, though, for...
Okay, that's good.
You just want to try it?
Well, okay. So we don't normally do this. Like, the food is sacredly sealed until the taste test. But last night, I had a friend of mine that really wanted to try the S'mores cereal. Yeah. And I thought, you know what? It's fine. Like, it's no big deal. We basically eat a handful of cereal, and then that's it. I want you to know I have a new favorite cereal.
Is it good?
That Post S'mores cereal, that is probably the best dry cereal I've ever had in my life. It is so good.
I can feel the love from here. It was, let's see, for S'mores, came out in 2003, but then was discontinued in 2013, came back.
Well, okay, though. There's
in 2015.
It might not be the same, though, because there is a S'mores cereal, but it's not as good as this.
So this is the Kellogg's one.
No, this is Post Honey Made S'mores cereal.
Oh, what's that one? Oh, I see it. Okay, the Post Honey Made cereal. So the Graham Cracker Company?
Yes.
That's good too.
It's if you want
it says
some,
new on the box.
If you want some right now, just go out and get it. It's in the car.
We don't have to even wait.
We could just eat some, just hang out, you and me. Nobody has to know. Eating some s'mores.
All right.
Honey Gold s'mores or Honey Made s'mores cereal.
See, I'm not as much into the s'more stuff as maybe you are, but it does sound good.
I'm telling you, man. Like,
now we still need to find a few more things.
Like what?
So that is new, but we're missing. We're missing.
You know what? This is just like life. I succeed, and now you're going to tell me you're almost there. Here's what you haven't done.
We're missing the Chips Ahoy cereal and the Nilla banana pudding cereal.
Okay, didn't see
those. Those are the two left that you need from that. Or there's also an Oreo cereal. So you're almost there.
It's never good enough.
No, it's not. Well, I want to try the Nilla one.
Just from putting the show together perspective, like,
how can we have so much cereal?
Like, it's going to take us an hour to taste test all these cereals.
We'll have to spread them out.
We do. So, I mean, how do you think you do 2 in a session? Do you think that's the most we can get?
So
okay.
We'll still keep looking for if anybody sees the Chips Ahoy one or the Nilla banana pudding cereal.
Okay. And then, well, maybe we'll do a theme one. Let's do one tomorrow, and we'll do like a hostess one.
Sure.
So we'll do the donuts and the
honey buns,
and then we got the Pop-Tarts and the Nutter Butters. I got good feelings about that Nutter Butter, guys. Because, I mean, I like peanut butter.
A peanut butter cereal?
Come on.
The Riot was this close from becoming the absolute worst morning show in radio. Yep, they can't even win at losing. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Man, I'm more interested in you guys than I am in my story. I don't think my story's that great compared to this.
Well, as someone who got banned, so we were asking, has anybody ever felt the ban? Like, have you ever been banned from someplace?
Have you ever been banned? And I love this. Jared says he has been banned from Walmart in Huntington, West Virginia due to a silly string incident.
So is it just the one that you had the incident at, or any Walmart in Huntington, West Virginia?
I think it's probably just that one. He was very specific.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right, up next, I was banned from the Springfield Mall for life for scaring people with air horns.
Mike, what age were you when you did this? Because at first you're like, oh, I must have been younger, but I could see, I could see someone at maybe perhaps 20, 21, 22.
He was 19.
We could be doing that.
He just texted. He said he was 19.
19, okay.
That's so good,
hey,
dude.
If it makes you feel better, Mike, like, how long's a mall going to last? So you can outlive that mall.
All right, Jason says, I've never been banned from a public place, but I did get banned from our alumni softball tournament.
Jason! What did you do?
Behavior was poor. That's how that happens.
So you're not allowed to go to the alumni softball tournament? Mm-hmm. Did you get banned before you became an alumni? Like, did they just blanket you?
He had like a lifetime softball ban?
Did they blanket you forward, or did you have a previous problem at an alumni softball tournament?
You know, it's funny you bring that up. I would just like to throw out here in regards to softball that I used to play intramural softball in college. Do you know who the most poorly behaved team was in intramural softball?
Yours?
No, not mine. It was the staff /
the teachers,
professors.
Yes.
They were the worst. blatant cheating. And then they'd be like, ah, and you'd be like, there's no recourse, but I would ban you. Ronnie says, I've been banned from Walmart on Bethel Road, but I still go there sometimes and have never been told to leave.
Oh, Ronnie.
Oh. Jerome says, my dad and I were banned from our local video rental store. We were roughhousing and hit the shelves. They tipped over like dominoes, nice. 6 of them.
Nice. Helped clean up, though. See that, Jerome? That's good. And then rented our movies, returned, and they were told not to come back. I like that your dad was in on that.
Dude, busted. And if you're living in a small town, that was pre-streaming. You're just like, no, we can't see any movies ever.
Why don't you just send your dad? He's not allowed to go either.
Dad's not allowed. Mom can go, so she takes Polaroids and brings them outside.
Just to tell you.
And we picked movies.
Aw, why have we never? It seems like all the cool people have gotten banned from something.
Man, Jason, he's our alumni softball guy. He says he may have gotten a little mouthy with the umpire.
See, that would totally be me. That's why, if I did get banned from something.
Oh, and let's see. Jeff says, I've been kicked out of the mall in Heath for playing tag with friends and then involving the security guards.
Jeff, what age was that? Was it like the other guy at 19?
Weirdly enough, I know the mall that Jeff is talking about.
Yeah.
I was in that mall a couple of weeks ago. That is a weird freaking mall, man.
Because it's just kind of older?
It's like still there and maintained and clean.
Yeah.
They have a Spencer's and a food court with one restaurant.
Ooh, it's on its way. That's on its way out. That is almost gone.
Let's see. Jeff says he was 18 when he was playing tag at the mall.
Yeah. Someone has a Kroger's ban. They must have done something in the aisle display near the freezer section, so no go on that one. Kroger
ban, man. Like, they're not screwing around. Like, we used to, Kroger, you know what, something we used to do? This is so lame, but, like, you get bored. We would do this thing where you divide the store in half, and you'd set a timer, and each of you would grab an item from the other half of the store, and you had to put it back in the right place and then meet in the middle, and whoever got there.
You made your own, supermarket game.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that was fun. Don't say.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Don't say you can't have fun.
Woo! Next time you're like, what did I get banned for?
There's lots of good, clean fun to be had out there.
You're like, what are you guys doing? I don't know. Let's go to the grocery store. Let's go play a tag game.
The sad part is we had a ton of fun doing that.
I know.
It was a blast.
Well, you will hear your story then?
No, keep sending us your band stories. I want to hear more.
Having a bad day? Blame the riot. Everyone else does. And in fairness, it's probably their fault. RadioU.
We were going to talk about getting banned.
I don't know if we'll ever get to the actual story.
We won't, because you guys have all been banned, and I'm loving it.
We've never been banned from any place before.
Paul says me and some of my friends got banned from the mall for skateboarding. And just to be clear, 877-2-RADIO-U. Call in your band story,
or
text your band story, whatever.
There's been quite a few mall ones. So, getting banned from the mall doesn't seem to be too terribly hard to do.
Well, Paul says we made it a game where we tried to see which one of us could get through without the security guard catching us.
Nice.
Stacy says not a ban, but my husband was put on the terrorist watch list for 5 years for forgetting he had bottle rockets in his backpack while traveling.
Innocent mistake. Simple, innocent mistake.
Who hasn't done it, really, right?
Who hasn't had that problem?
He flew from Ohio to Nebraska, but had issues trying to get back. Jerome says, and Jerome's the guy that he and his dad knocked over everything in that video store. Now, get a load of this. His dad's family member. See how his dad's family is the problem? It says his dad's family member used a display toilet. Oh, like on purpose, or was something confused? Something wrong? I hope. Were they older? Or? I hope there's confusion. That's all I know. If not, then I learned it from you, to get banned. That is, who would do that? That's in public then. Jerome, if you have any bad behavior, you have people to blame it on. You have learned it. Yes, yeah. That's something. He says he promptly cleaned up, left the store. Manager chased them into the parking lots. Randall says we were thrown out of the Corvette show in Ohio because my grandfather's wheelchair rolled into a 1970 Corvette and ripped off the passenger side mirror. Yikes, ouch. All right, well, hey, 877-2-RADIO-U. I've got Amy. All right, Amy, what did you do?
Let me just say this. I was a very bad kid.
Okay,
I got banned from Walmart because I was stealing things.
So now, how long does the ban last?
Well, I think it lasted like 2 years because I go to that Walmart now and nobody says anything. And then
You're in the clear.
And then the second place I got banned from.
Second place, Amy, you're on your second place?
She's on a streak. Let's hear.
At Subway, me and my friends started like this huge food fight that we shouldn't have done. Yes, I know it was our fault.
Now, how long was that ban for?
That's kind of recent. So.
Oh, my gosh. So that ban is still in effect.
All right, Amy. Well, we got you down for 2 bannings. We got you down for 2.
2 bans, 1 phone call. That's pretty great.
She wins.
Oh, thanks.
Have a good day. Thanks for calling.
You too. No problem. Bye.
So what I got to know is, where's my 3 bans in a phone call? Who?
Can anybody
Amy
top
has
that?
just thrown down the gauntlet. I want to know who's got what it takes to escalate the game.
Seems like we should be asking sometimes the dads and the grandparents as well, because they're getting banned more than some of us.
What is happening?
I'm not so much mad about what they say. I'm mad that they think any of us want to hear it. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Why do I feel like we're the uncool ones that we've never been banned from someplace?
You know what, Nikki?
I feel like literally everyone right now is like, yeah, I've been banned from someplace.
Today's our day.
Yeah, we can go change that.
Today's our day.
I don't even know if I've come close to that.
We found a story about somebody getting banned, and as a result, we were going to tell the story, but your stories are way better than this guy's story.
Haven't even gotten to the actual story. It'll be a letdown compared to some of you guys.
So feel free to call or text 877-2-RADIO-U. Dee texted in. She says, back in the day, our youth/college group got kicked out of Dallas-Fort Worth Airport for playing tag on the trains.
But just kicked out, though, right? Doesn't seem like a banning.
Says kicked out.
Kicked out.
I don't know about banning. Radio U, who's this?
This is Henry.
All right, Henry, what'd you do?
All right, so I was at the Walmart in Saginaw, and I got kicked out.
First off, Henry, first off, lots of Walmart.
Lots of Walmart stories.
Now you may continue. So
Go ahead.
Which Walmart were you at?
I was in the one in Saginaw. We got kicked out for playing bumper cars with the Amigos, and we also had the Noodles, kind of doing like the old night game.
Now, may we ask, Henry, what age were you when this happened?
I was probably about 18, 19.
Okay, so are you currently still banned, or are you able to go back in?
I could sneak my way in a couple times.
Well, there's more than one Walmart in Saginaw, right?
True, that's true.
Yeah, there's 2.
All right, well, thank you for calling. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, if you got something, I'm way more interested in hearing your band stories.
Who doesn't have something?
877-2-RADIO-U.
Well, you got to tell the story soon, too. Or is it just not like as good as anybody else's?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what it is, but it's not as good as what you guys have got.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Chief, she's
Coffee and contemplation.
And the riot. Obviously. Radio U.
Well,
so many text messages.
So many. I'm loving this because here we told you guys you didn't have to tell us why you got banned.
Oh, they don't have any problem telling us.
We just want to hear what store or place that you've been banned from. And boy, now it's really... It's happening.
Almost like you guys are excited. You're finally getting to tell someone else about the story.
Okay.
Walmart seems to be the place that most people are banned, followed by like some sort of grocery store and then like a mall.
So Haley says, my friends got banned from a sports store for playing hide and seek in the safes.
Haley, were you included in that?
She says it was just her friends.
Just her friends. I wasn't sure.
Okay, I can see that, sure. John, on the other hand, is getting real. He says... Our group was banned from Pike Lake State Park because
He's naming it.
I know, it was right there.
Naming it.
1 year on retreat, we took all the fire extinguishers, broke into the Boy Scout cabins, and doused them. We also untied the Rangers boat from the lake dock and sent it out into the lake with no one in it.
What?
That ban lasted about 10 years.
Well, that seems about right.
10 years.
10 years. So are you still in the band then?
Brian.
And then when the 10 years are over, are you going like the right at the day?
Brian says, I got banned from Xbox Live for 3 months when Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4 came out. Those were the days. I mean, who didn't get banned?
Did you ever get banned?
Hey, Brian.
Oh, was Brian mistaken in thinking everyone has gotten banned?
I never got banned.
No, you were too good.
You know what? Here's what I feel like, Nikki. I feel like our street cred is just evaporating because we're like, oh, yeah, we never got banned because we're great people.
Just never. We've never had the opportunity.
Oh, dude, look at this one. Banned from a country.
What?
My husband was in the Coast Guard, went out drinking with buddies, got arrested. But since the town didn't have a big enough jail, they put them in a barn. The officers left. Well, the officers left and were not there when my husband and friends woke up. So they left the barn. The cops said something about breaking out, and they're not allowed back to that country.
What country is it?
I don't know. They might not be allowed to say.
Not able to go back to it.
And this person didn't even include their name, so...
That's impressive. That's very impressive.
All right, Dan, what did you do?
So, a few years back, my best friend and I were actually at Waffle House.
Ooh,
okay, love one.
Mm-hmm.
We were pretty regular, and one of the waitresses didn't like us for some reason. So...
Now, wait. Did you give her a reason not to like you?
Or was she just in a bad mood?
She was just very hard to get along with. I'm easy to get along with. My best friend, not so much.
Okay, so what'd you guys do?
Well, we got a little mad at her, so we ended up looking up her arrest record.
Oh, my gosh!
Printed it off and taped it to the windows at Waffle House.
And now what did you get for doing that?
Well, we were banned, they said, for life.
Yeah.
But as soon as she was fired 6 months later, they said, you guys can come back.
Okay, he's back in.
Okay.
All right, well, way to commit to what you guys did. Printing it out, posting it up. All right, well, thank you for calling. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye.
I mean, your arrest record is public record.
It is, and you can print it out,
but dang.
Way to go.
Dang, right?
Someone had an idea there.
Wow.
I'm getting a little worried now with everybody. Everybody has a story.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
Man, we're talking about people getting banned from things. A news story we promised you 45 minutes ago.
We're not
Still
quite
not
there yet, but you're hanging on with us, and thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for getting in this morning. Taylor texted and said, I was banned from Claire's. They thought I was trying to steal. I wasn't. Just an awkward goth kid that didn't belong.
Aw,
hey, Taylor,
the earring place.
Taylor, fist bump. I've never been kicked out of Claire's, but I definitely know what it's like to people to not belong. So don't worry. Hey, you know, in not belonging, we belong. Got banned from a Target for having a Nerf war while riding bikes around the store.
That seems to be the common one a lot of people have is you were playing around at a store.
Yeah. Artem, though, years ago, me and a few of my Russian buddies got banned from a bar in Columbus for a fight with the bouncers. Yeah.
That, I feel, is like the next level past just goofing off at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm. Brian, this random text message. No band story, but I left an hour and a half early for classes today.
Thank you. Brian just wants to be a part of things.
JT says, great discussion. My coworker was banned from a mall. There was a rule that minors had to be accompanied by a parent after certain hours. My friend was 25, but he had no ID, and they said he looked 15.
Oh, for a second, I'm like, how can you be with a 25, but he looked younger?
He looked 15.
I see.
All right, Sarah, what did you do?
All right. Well, when I was in high school, my entire theater group had a tradition. After opening night, we would go to Perkins for dinner.
Okay.
And they would usually put us in the back party room because there were about 30 to 35 of us.
Sure.
And we decided to have a spitball fight with the straws.
That seems
little
reasonable.
But when you magnify it by like all the people, then so
Yeah.
did it lead to a ban, or what did you guys get?
Well, it got a little messy and loud, so the manager came in and said we were no longer allowed in the party room. So I think he realized that we were good business, so he let us come back every opening night. But little did he know that it was the two waitresses that were supplying us with straws.
And, you know, can I just say that, I mean, you're in the party room.
What do they expect?
You were having a party.
I like that. Next time,
Exactly.
you're like, as long as you don't let them back there, you can go back in.
Yes, exactly. They never did let us back in the party room.
Aw, well, Sarah, thank you for calling. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, let's see. Radio U, who's this?
This is Joe from Merrill.
Joe, how are you doing today?
Oh, can't complain. Just on my way to work.
Are you ready to tell us your story?
Yes.
Okay, what'd you
Actually, well, back in my younger days, we used to be really, really good rednecks.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the dirt bikes, four-wheelers, lifted trucks, and we went to this off-road park pretty regular, and the campground we normally stayed at was full.
Yeah.
So we stayed about 15 miles away at a family campground.
Oh, here we go.
I see.
They knew they were in trouble when we pulled in with two school buses.
Oh, gosh.
Old school buses. We took about 15 of the campfire rings and put them together because they told us the fire had to be inside a fire ring.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
But they never said how big. We went around town picking up all the trash that we could find to burn. We found a couch and a mattress, which make a lot of black smoke.
Oh, gosh. And so
Eventually they sent the local deputy out, who ended up drinking with us.
Oh, my gosh.
So then they sent the sheriff out to get everybody's name and your license and all that stuff. And at 11:40 at night, the city held a special city council meeting to ban all of us for life.
Yes! You got a city council meeting!
And a ban for life. They're serious about that.
So that was in 2004.
Yeah.
Fast forward to this past summer, 2018. I still have the same truck that I had back then. We went over there for a vacation. We happened to drive through town.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there 30 seconds, and I got pulled over by the same sheriff.
Yes!
Wow, man!
Yes, they knew you were
amazing!
Yeah, they're serious about it.
Yes, they are. Wow, you must you guys made an impression when you were there.
Like they had an emergency city council meeting because of you.
There's rules now that you don't even know about because you can't get back in because you guys of what you did. All right,
but it was a heck of a good night.
That was we hear you there. Well, thanks for calling. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
I don't think anybody's going to beat that.
That might be the best.
Emergency city council meeting?
Well, no, also, so many years later, he gets
10
into
years
town.
later.
He's arrested right when he goes in or pulled over.
Man, I don't know.
That's a good one.
One of the only things left that isn't owned by Disney. The Riot on Radio U.
I see that hand, Nikki.
Are we going to just save the story for tomorrow? Just like not even tell people the story.
We are coming up on the hour mark.
People talking about being banned.
Things they got banned from.
Again, I feel not jealous, but I feel like left out because we don't have we've been banned from someplace story, but he does have one from a news article, and then that led us talking to all you guys, and you guys have quite some banned stories. Quite some stories.
You can call or text 877-2-RADIO-U. Nate says, I've never been banned, but I've banned a couple of people at Family Dollar. I was an assistant manager at the time.
I had to do that.
Nate was the po-po.
I wonder, was it mostly Nate because people were stealing stuff, or what else would they have been doing in the store?
Like him.
Yeah, you had to kick him out.
Chad says, I got banned from Hershey Park in 96 for 1 year when my marching band friends and I, getting out of the chocolate, would ride carts during the ride and do Chinese fire drills 5 times. Security was waiting for us at the end, and we got escorted down the narrow hallway out of the side entrance. And this was before our divisional championship game. The band director was majorly PO'd.
I could see that.
Man, them band kids, right? Band and band.
And this is only for a year.
Yeah, it's not so bad. All right, Bryce, what happened?
Okay, so I had no part in this. I'm going to make that disclaimer right now. A couple buddies of mine and like 5 other seniors my senior year, you know how every high school has this senior prank tradition.
Yeah.
Well, our principal was a little addicted to Mountain Dew.
So?
If you get the path I'm going with this, they replaced this bottle with goat pee.
No,
wait.
It didn't go, Bryce, where I thought it would.
Yep. No. Where did you get the goat urine, sir?
One of my buddies was a big-time farmer, and he raised goats for goat milk.
Okay. He knoes that goat milk and goat, that's not the same,
so
right?
So how did he get the goat pee into the Mountain Dew?
He didn't. He took it. He got an empty Mountain Dew bottle, filled it up,
okay.
And when the principal wasn't in the office, they switched it out.
So like a 2-liter or something, so not like a can?
No, the little 24-ounce bottle.
Gotcha. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's so bad. Did they get caught? Like, did they know? Did he find out it was them?
Yeah, they watched on camera, found out who did it. They were banned not only from the high school, but they were banned from graduation.
Ooh, that is the big. That's not a prank. That's mean.
That's like next level. So graduation ban is pretty good, though.
That's intense.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was funny. Even the principal laughed about it.
Eventually.
Yeah, not at first.
Bryce, he was laughing at it in public, but in private, he was not. Because he had goat pee.
Man, like you can't brush your teeth enough.
No, you
after
can't.
that.
You can't get over that. He probably never could drink Mountain Dew again.
Well, no, probably not.
Probably not.
Not without testing it first.
All right. Well, you have a good day. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now, if we're going to get into senior pranks, that's it.
Yeah, like no, like
I'm not opening that door up.
We're not taking that leap. I'm not ready for that leap. Of course, I mean there are other mornings.
No,
this isn't our last show.
I'm not doing senior prank stories because that's a whole nother opportunity.
Yes, indeed.
But thank you, Bryce, for calling. Are you going to tell your thing finally next?
Probably. Maybe.
Once again, there just wasn't enough material for Best of the Riot. Actually, there wasn't any Best of the Riot at all. None. Zero. Look, it's all bad. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not bad. It's the worst. Radio U.
Guys.
Everybody keeps texting.
Wow.
Keeps coming.
So we've been getting text messages. Andy said he got banned from camp. Let's see. Bess has never been banned anywhere.
Aw, us too.
High five, Bess.
Yeah.
I'll see you there. Kyle says the best.
You can see us there because we're not banned from it.
Yeah.
We're there.
Kyle says the best banned story is the superintendent pooper that got banned from a job.
Yeah, remember him?
Yeah, we definitely do. All right, Radio U, who's this?
My name is Jeff.
Jeff, what happened?
So when I was in high school, I decided to dress up like a referee at one of the varsity basketball games. And during the game, I was walking up and down the sideline, making all the same calls as the refs, until I disagreed with the refs when they made a call against one of the home teams.
Yeah.
And I decided to make the different call, and the coach of the other team got confused because he thought I was actually a ref. And they stopped the game and sent a representative over to tell me to get out of there.
I actually really like that one.
That's good. That really is good, dude.
Fun, you know?
I like that you committed to it. You had a uniform with it. You were all in.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thank you for calling. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
All I can think is I just must be really
easygoing, not motivated, all this stuff.
Unmotivated.
I know.
It's probably that.
We're not motivated.
It's a combination of not being creative and not being motivated because these are people that are really
doing something,
making it happen. So I'll tell you who got banned. There was a guy.
Is what started this.
This is where it all started.
And this is not going to be as entertaining as your stories.
Oh, not even close. We've just got a guy who is now banned for life from the Kansas City Arrowhead Stadium because he was using a laser pointer to put a laser in Tom Brady's face during the AFC title game.
That was it. I guess if you were a real big sports fan, though, that would be a real harsh penalty. Like, then they will enforce that. If you're banned from a stadium, you're not going back in.
No goat pee.
No
emergency city council meetings. No, I dressed up like a ref.
No,
I had a laser pointer.
With the pool noodles in a Walmart late at night. You know, nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Just a laser pointer and a stadium ban.
So apparently the Chiefs are reportedly pushing for the hardest penalty, harshest one possible to deter incidents in the future if someone else wanted to try to do that. So the local police initially wanted to charge him with a disorderly conduct, and then the NFL got in it, and they're like, no, let's do more.
Oh.
So they said no, they want to make sure that he is not allowed back.
Well, one thing's for sure. People hate Tom Brady.
But this guy won't ever be back to that stadium no more.
Now you don't get to go to Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. For all we know, that was like his favorite
place.
Thing in the world.
And even if you don't like
Ever
Tom
since
Brady,
I was a kid.
You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do the laser pointer thing at players.
Don't want to talk to the Riot? We completely understand. Text instead. 877-2 RadioU.
So basket catch. Did I get it? Yes, basket catch. Why is it hard?
Why does that feel weird?
Why am I having a hard time saying it?
Basket catch?
Yeah.
It sounds fine when you're saying it.
What's the problem?
But in your head?
My brain keeps going, nope.
You're saying it wrong.
Am I wanting to say basket case and I'm saying catch and it's like, wrong?
Maybe.
I don't know. But Basket Catch on Twitter said, Apex Legends is sneaky good. So he mentioned this on the show yesterday as a rumor. And then yesterday when I was doing that Obadiah Plays for Ace Combat.
I saw it trending. It comes out.
It did. It just came out yesterday at, it was like 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern. And boom, it's out there. It is a free-to-play Battle Royale experience on PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Now, the free-to-play part, like they want this to replace your Fortnite stuff.
Well, yeah. You know, Nikki, let's not use words.
In conjunction with...
Let's start with compliment. And then if you just happen to notice that it's so much better and you'd rather play this than some stupid epic game, then oh, wow.
And then you're spending your money towards this.
Mm-hmm. So
it looks really good.
If I had known about it sooner, I would have streamed that yesterday instead of Ace Combat. But you know, Nikki, sometimes you just...
You miss out.
Know.
You like the other one, though?
Dude, this is basically Respawn are the people that made Titanfall and Titanfall 2. And these guys, the idea of them, I played a ton of Titanfall and Titanfall 2 multiplayer. There's been a lot of other games that the multiplayer, I'm just like, So this might be a good place for me to get in and try.
Did you see the outfits on the people?
Nikki, listen, don't judge.
We're not supposed to look. It looks like they're like, no, put more on. It's like, no, do you need goggles? Put goggles on. Put a mask on.
Well,
let's add another layer.
Nikki,
it's like you're going snowboarding. You have
and
to
then some. You have to remember that every single item that they put on is one more item they can sell you.
It's ridiculous.
So you're like, you're going to need, a
Give me gloves.
Wristband on both arms, gloves. You're going to need gloves for your gloves.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like it's a bit like, is that like canisters? You're like, yeah, I need something. I need air. It, to me, just looking at it, I feel like they're selling a lot of stuff at me. It's a little overkill.
A little too much. The other question I have, one of the things that I feel like makes the aesthetic stuff work for Fortnite is that it is a first-person game, or excuse me, is a third-person game, so you can see your character. But this is going to be a first-person game. So you're only going to see that like in menus, and you can see other people's stuff.
But not yours as much?
Yeah. I don't see anybody playing it in third person, so...
We'll see what it's like.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm watching some gameplay of it right now. If you told me this was Titanfall, I would believe you. Yeah, this one particular section looks like a Titanfall map. But I guess this is what they did instead of Titanfall 3. I'll be in the corner weeping.
Because you liked Titanfall?
Loved it.
Aww.
I'll even go as far as to say I loved Titanfall 2 so much.
Yeah.
And it is... like today or yesterday, I saw that they had it on sale on Xbox Live for like $5. And it hurts my heart a little because it's so good. And they're just like, here, take the trash.
Just take it out.
Because it's 2 years old at this point. I get it, but man.
Hey, you can play as Bangalore, Bloodhound, Caustic, Gibraltar, Pathfinder, Mirage. You want to be Lifeline?
Are those characters?
Yeah, characters.
Okay.
Wraith.
Why have
and they all have a lot on their outfits. A lot of stuff.
Nikki, you need that stuff.
It's a lot.
Plus, it's not just the outfits. I don't know if they're doing this, but you probably need shaders. So it's like, you might have gotten those goggles, but did you shade them red yet?
I don't think you did.
All right, that's a Destiny thing. I don't know if it's a that thing. But you know what? Apex Legends is out. It's free. You tell me if it's any good.
Dear RadioU, when I was a kid, my parents sent our dog to live on a farm in the country where he could run and play all day. I could ask them for the address if you need somewhere to send the Riot. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
So while I was on Twitter seeing what Basket Catch had to say, I also caught what some other people are saying this morning. And I follow a lot of different people on Twitter. One of those, I follow Twiloha. You're like, from Hawaii? No, that's to write love on her arms.
Yes,
but that's their TWO, or it's TWLOHA.
Makes sense when you see it.
Aloha. You'll get it, right?
When you see it, but when you're hearing it, it's different.
You'll get it. Well, I love what they tweeted this morning. They said, you are not alone, and this is not the end of your story. Dude, man, if I could get something across to you right there, I want you to know, one, you're not alone. God is with you. And if you've never started a relationship with him, you can have more than God just sitting around. You can have a relationship with God where he is actively a part of your life, helping you, teaching you, being there, just being there. That's awesome, right? And this is not the end of your story. Everybody goes through hard times. Everybody does. Like, I mean, you could be in the middle of a terrible time right now. And here's the thing. It'll pass. It's not going to be forever. Like, tough times come, tough times go. You might be like, nuh-uh, all the time tough. Well, you know what? It's not going to always be this way. Like, things are going to change. Things are going to get better. And I'll refer you to point number 1. Not being alone, you can ask God for help with the time you're in the middle of right now and ask him for help getting to the other side of it. Don't know what it is. Don't know what's going on. Not going to pretend to know. Just going to say that this is not the end and you're not alone. If you don't have a relationship with God, you can have it right now. Just say, Jesus, I want that. You're here. I want you in my life. I want you in my heart. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to have a relationship with you. Show me a different way to do things. Show me how to get out of this. And man, let God move you through where you are and show you a different way to do things. One thing's for sure. Today, you're not going to face today alone. You are not alone.
The Riot's motto, Carpe Cupcake. Those are words to live by. Radio U.
You know where we are.
We're here in the studio.
You know what to do. Right?
So, hey, does the Fat Tuesday thing make sense now that Fat Tuesday isn't it in March?
Well, okay.
We always assume it's like earlier in February, but I don't think it is this year.
You know, Nikki, I was just going to let it go, but here's the thing.
I feel like we have to.
Something you don't know is that Nikki and I each have other jobs in the building. And I have a hand in the production department, and some people wrote some things.
Yeah.
And I let the Fat Tuesday one through. And the reality of it is Fat Tuesday is like in March.
It's March 5th this year.
This is supposed to be. But the thing is that like it's 1 month. It's 1 month from today.
That's a lot though for Fat Tuesday. It's that's a long lead in to it, don't you think?
Well, you know what, Nikki, maybe I feel like it doesn't get enough. Maybe I feel like I want more Fat Tuesday.
Well, you can have a month now.
Well, okay. You know what? Let's have our business discussion. You think we should pull it and bring it back in 2 weeks?
I'd bring it back in a couple of weeks.
So you just think like
wait
right now it's too much?
Wait for Valentine's Day or something to go through, and then I think so.
Oh my gosh! Here's another thing you guys don't know. One of the new things we're doing in the production department is trying to write more seasonal things. So like when something's coming up, trying to have things that are just very much in the moment. So instead of something that is,
open-ended,
good all year long, it's really hyper-focused, but you have to keep replacing it. So maybe, I got a bunch of stuff that's going to hit before Valentine's Day. Maybe February 15th. What do you say up to 3 weeks of nothing but targeted Fat Tuesday imaging for our radio station?
It is a bit much.
You think that's too much
even
then?
3 weeks still might be too much. I think a light dusting of it.
You know what?
I know,
you guys see what happens here. People around here are hard to please.
Oh.
You remember Fat Tuesday, you write it, you get it on the air, and then it's too much.
Okay, at least in our sphere of the world, what all do we do for Fat Tuesday?
Eat.
What do we eat?
Whatever we can find.
We eat normal stuff. We don't really like the punchki things.
They're very heavy.
We don't have the baby cake thing. We don't have anything else. So
well, okay, but see, maybe the reason we don't have all that stuff is because we're underprepared. Mm-hmm. And maybe what I am doing
I need 3 weeks of being
right
prepared.
now is by giving you 4 weeks lead, I'm providing you with the opportunity to get ready.
I was just a reminder that Fat Tuesday is not until March 5th. You got a lot of time left to go with that.
You know what? Let's see. I'll never get his attention. Chris just walked through. I'd like to get a third party.
A third opinion?
I'll tell you what. You guys have a phone. Text us 877-2-RADIO-U. Is it #too soon?
#fat baby. I mean that because the baby cake with Mardi Gras, they have a cake where you can find the little baby in it. You're not supposed to choke on the stuff they put in the cake.
Is it supposed to be like little Jesus? Is that it? Because Fat Tuesday is Mardi Gras, which is the day before Lent.
Yes. And I don't know if they put coins in it or something too. I'm not sure, but
oh really?
I just know you're supposed to eat carefully if you have that cake.
You know what? Why don't we just
let's go with Fat Tuesday, or you could do a no or yes.
No, I got it.
What?
I got it. I know what this is about. Nikki's afraid if we start talking about
It's
Fat
not 'cause
Tuesday
you're gonna
now,
overshadow my birthday.
it's overshadowing her birthday. Nikki gets very emotional this time of year. She needs us to be focused on her birthday, and so what she's frustrated
Less than 2 weeks away.
That was a piece of imaging that could have talked about her birthday,
That's not
and
it.
instead it's talking about Fat Tuesday.
That's not it.
And she does not like that.
No, it's just Fat Tuesday's several weeks away.
You know what? Me thinketh, thou protesteth too much.
Right.
I think we hit her a little close to the mark to get her all riled up like that, huh, kid?
I can't even say anything now. All right, fine.
All right, Gabe says too soon. Mike says there's a little plastic baby think in the cake.
Yes, thing.
Oh, okay. So
When
you think that's an
people
autocorrect?
Yeah, they text talk. Just to let you guys know, a good portion of most of everybody's text message to us we have to decipher what it actually is supposed to say.
Let's see. Okay, Jen says, for the record, Fat Tuesday is a very thematically appropriate holiday for the Riot to go crazy over.
We never actually really do, though.
So Jen says she's an entry-level marketing person, which means we should have our whole strategy dictated by her experience.
She knows how to strategize with it.
Aaron, shoot, I say fat it up starting now. Nice.
Is that a yes? I take it.
You know what? I think I'm going to put that on a bumper sticker. Fat it up.
Put that on your car.
Cleveland celebrates failure with a parade. We celebrate failure with the worst of the riots.
I want to say hi to Brian. He just texted us the New Orleans Baby Cakes.
That's a team.
They're a minor league baseball team.
For the Miami Marlins.
And Nate said it's never too soon to be fat in a Tuesday.
That's a quote right there. Put that on the wall.
You know what? Here's something that I'm just going to say one time. Nobody remember I said this. But I respect Nikki's opinion enough that I'll probably end up pulling it and putting it back in later.
Don't you want to put that on a wall? Respect Nikki's
I respect
opinion.
Nikki's opinion.
Why can't you make that into a shirt or a minor league
how about
ball
we make
team's
that a
name?
hashtag? You know what? I don't see any sports teams out there called the Respecters.
That'd be a nice, refreshing change.
The Gillette Respecters. Let's see.
Does sound like a razor blade.
Let's go ahead and get that started, all right? That was a joke about their commercial on Toxic Manhood.
Oh, yeah. No.
You know what? Let's not worry
too
about
soon.
it. Was it?
No,
was
not
that
really.
I didn't think it was.
No, you're fine.
I was just trying to be topical.
Actually, it's a little late for it to be topical.
No, now that it's passed into, like, everybody knows what it is, so we're bringing it back.
Okay.
Most
I can't
streamers
follow your calendar of thoughts. It's either too soon, too late. Right.
No, you're the one that's got a narrow window. I'm out to Fat Tuesday and back to the Gillette commercial. I mean, look, I'm a month back and a month ahead.
Right on time. Right on time.
Man.
He brings you all the best, most right on that news.
It was just supposed to be a quick mention.
And now it's
it wasn't supposed to be like. I mean, like, if I didn't know we were going to spend all this time on it, I wouldn't have said
let's just
anything
stop
about
spending
it.
time on it. Just
okay,
we're done.
I noticed in the break room this morning that we're down.
A bag. We're down a bag.
We're down a bag.
I was tempted to look to see, like, did anybody eat the bag or?
Okay. Yesterday we got the most stuffed Oreos.
We did a food fight with it.
3 bags of them.
Yes.
That's a lot. We discovered there's 105 calories per Oreo.
I think it's 110.
Is it 110? Okay.
It's 110.
In one cookie, guys.
In one cookie.
All right. So I just assumed that everyone would, show a little restraint.
Yeah.
Towards the Oreos.
I would see the 3 bags still in there, but like maybe we're almost done with the first bag.
No, we're down a whole bag. You know what I didn't do is check the trash can.
Do you think someone ate or just took home the whole bag?
Think somebody just took a bag?
Well, if you want to, you can. I think we should have first dibs on taking home the bag.
Come on. It's, we're the reason.
So what are you going to do? Going to go look in there?
I kind of want to go look in the trash now. I want to know
who took the bag?
If somebody took a bag or if somebody just ate a bag.
If we ate through a whole thing.
Yeah, because the other thing that I'm concerned about is, like, we're going to have a diabetes screening around here pretty soon because it's not going to be me and it's not going to be Nikki. I know we didn't take the bag.
Yeah, so where did the bag go?
But if we have a staff member that took one of those bags home, I'm concerned about their health.
Yeah, but they haven't eaten it all. They're just like, I want one of the stuffed Oreos. I'm taking the bag.
Well, okay.
That's like grocery shopping in our break room.
You're like, oh, they won't eat it all. Well, I wouldn't have thought they'd have taken a whole bag, so who knows what they're capable of.
I feel like it should be Detective Obi and Constable Nikki.
Well, Detective Obi and Dr. Nikki, because I'm going to need you.
Dr. Nikki.
Oh, I'm going to need you to do a blood test.
Okay. Let's go fingerprint the table and see what we have.
Just a heads up, his blood sugar is so high, it doesn't even register.
How about you guys just make sure to text Sydney, Hudson, and Josh throughout the day.
Asking them if they took the cookies.
Just say, hey, who did you take a bag of cookies? And we'll see which one breaks first.
I think I might go get a
look
cookie
in the trash
now.
can?
Wouldn't you like to have a cookie?
I did have a cookie, which is why
you
I went in
already
there.
did?
But I didn't take the bag. I just had a cookie.
A cookie. I want an Oreo. Hey, I'll be right back. If anybody asks where I went.
Oh, wait. I want you to hear what that was. That enabling? Like that whole thing right there. Is that us being bad for each other?
I feel like it all started with Fat Tuesday and it just went downhill from there.
With virtual reality, the possibilities are endless. It gives us the ability to live out any of our wildest dreams. So maybe we can use it to pretend the riot doesn't exist. The Riot on RadioU.
This is a great idea. People at The Takeout, it's a blog, they have decided to do a quasi-scientific test to find out
the sweet spot.
The sweet spot for eating McDonald's French fries.
So, like, when are they still good compared to, like, when are you actually going to eat them?
Which, I mean, if you think about it, that makes sense. You go have yourself some French fries from McDonald's and, like, there's a window for sure.
Yeah, but you feel bad because, like, you don't want to eat in your car, like, especially while you're driving, but you know the window must happen before you get anywhere to actually stop and eat your food. Unless you're eating in McDonald's.
There's that, or, you know, like how, I mean, like, this is America. How far is your house? There's a McDonald's within 5 miles of everyone's house. It's a law.
Yeah, but I guess it just depends. What time do they say, though, that the fries are at their moment before they start to go?
Okay, they say the first 5 minutes, quote unquote, are the sweet spot. That's when they are the absolute best, is if you get them within the first 5 minutes. Then they say between minutes 5 and 13, they remain
stable.
Okay. All right. They say from minutes 13 to 18, you are really going downhill. So you need to hurry up and eat those fries. And then they say at the 18-minute mark,
they're cold.
It's over.
That's it.
It's over.
Now, they're still, like, edible because, I mean, we know.
Yeah, technically they're edible. It's not about not edible.
They don't go bad, like, for years. But
oh, no, you could eat them hundreds of years later.
Do they taste as good? You really need to be around the 5 minutes.
So they're saying that the mark, the place where you're going to say, hey, that's about it, 18 minutes.
So 5 to 18 minutes. That way, if you get pulled over, you're like, "Sir, I'm sorry."
Listen, officer, surely
5 minutes in.
I have these French fries here, and you understand that
I can eat them right here.
I got to get them home before they get cold. And you know what? If you're going to give me a ticket, you just want to climb in the back of my car. We'll just eat these fries together. All right. I hate that you're giving me a ticket, but come on.
And I think it still varies also from place to place. Like, I think some other fast food places, their fries go cold way faster. And
okay, so, all right. Well, that's in it. What about?
All right, I'm sorry, but it's Wendy's.
Say it. Really?
Wendy's. Oh, yeah.
You think their fries have less of a shelf life than a McDonald's fry?
I think they have less of a shelf life. I like them, but I never very rarely actually get them, like, hot enough from the window. Mm-hmm. So I feel like by the time I get home, it's just all one big mess.
Yeah, but how far do you live from Wendy's?
Not far.
Okay.
And I think they're cold because I always have a couple. You have a little car fry.
I'm familiar with the concept, yes.
You have a couple? That's what it is?
With it.
You also have a car nugget, when you get going.
No, I don't do car nuggets.
If you get nuggets.
No.
I don't do sauce, so it's perfectly fine for me to have a couple.
No car nuggets. Car fry, but car nugget you've gone too far.
It's too dangerous. But for the car fries, that's when you know, and they're almost still always cold even when you're pulling out.
Okay. All right.
But I don't know about Burger King.
Burger King, you shouldn't be getting their fries anyway.
It's just a mess.
Like Burger King has become less palatable to me over time.
Yeah, but
just
sometimes you get a craving and you're like, I think I need to go to Burger King.
That is true. You're like, man, can I just open my mouth and you guys spray in that stuff you put on the burger?
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Did I fart 4 times or 5 times?